I've been talking a lot about breaking bad communication habits in speaking, and that's where most of them lie. But we should spend some time on email, too. I want to share some secrets of successful email communication. Why? Because these days, email communication can be more common than talking. That's the reality of technology, workload, and speed. Some of us could not get our work done without email communication. My degree was double major, one of them in journalism. I was a working journalist for 8 years, back when they had journalism. So writing is my core technical skill. I teach classes in business writing, including advanced ones. Writing well is something I'm very good at. Yet I still wrestle with the same things each of you does. Writing fast, hitting send, and then thinking, oops. Keyboarding a monologue without rereading and editing for ease of understanding. Using email because it's easy and right in front of me, even when I know I should pick up the phone and make it a real conversation. We all tend to do those things, right? So now, imagine being on the receiving end. How many emails do you get in one day? How many do you read thoroughly? And how many do you do what the writer wants you to do when he wants you to do it? Yeah, that's a common problem. The good news is that you don't have to be a Pulitzer Prize-winning author to write a successful business email. There are a few quick tricks that will make yours work well nearly every time. First, use clear, straightforward language, just like we talked about in speaking. In fact, the correct writing style is called business casual, and it's modeled after our speaking style. So write like you speak in a professional setting. That means no big words. Your job is to write to express, not to impress. Second, include only what the reader wants and needs to know in order to do what you want him to do. Period. Let me repeat that. Include only what the reader wants and needs to know in order to do what you want him to do. Third, check for completeness. Now this one's easy. It's that old reporter's trick, 5 W's and an H. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Or sometimes how much. Run that list and you'll be confident your email is complete. Finally, layout. This trick is great because it really takes no skill at all. Here's what I want you to do. Draw a rectangle the approximate shape of your computer screen. Size doesn't matter. Scale does. Now, imagine this is cut in thirds horizontally, lengthwise. Draw a line separating the top 1/3 from the bottom 2/3. Got it? Okay, now we're ready to begin. By the way, that line is intended to give you an idea of how much space to use for the elements I'm about to share with you. Don't put a line in the actual email. Here we go. Just below the line, at the beginning of the lower 2/3, write the word details. I'll come back to that in a minute. Now, let's look at the top third. This will be the meat of your message. In fact, that could be your entire email for somebody just skimming or picking up mail on a smartphone. There are 2 things that belong in that top 1/3 space. 2 sentences only. That first sentence is the single sentence that sums up the entire email. What you want the reader to know and why. The second sentence is a new paragraph, and it says what the reader is supposed to do. Got it? The top third, then, is the meat. The first paragraph or sentence is the summary of what you want to say. The second sentence and paragraph is what you want the reader to do. Now you understand the details subhead, right? That's where everything else goes. And you know what? If somebody's too busy to read the details, you don't care, because they got it in the first two sentences. Easy peasy. Let me give you an example. Say you're in the HR or personnel department and you have a policy change that affects vacations. Here's how the email might read. First sentence, first paragraph. Effective January 1, all full-time employees who have worked at XYZ company for at least 1 year will get an additional week of paid time off. See? You said all the important stuff in just one sentence. Now, second sentence, second paragraph. When you want to schedule that time, please ask your supervisor for an ABC form and follow the instructions. Next, write that word details. Under that, you can write on for as long as you want with as many details as you want. It's that simple. Congratulations, you're now a successful email communicator.